think is the difference between Azure and AWS?
Let's see. They're both cloud services. One is Microsoft and one is Amazon. I think it's probably the terminology, probably.
That's it. You are absolutely right. There is no major difference that is actually there between the way you look into it. It's only the naming that changes for us. Rest all remains the same. The underlying technology or the underlying architecture
Pretty much the same.
pretty much the same, and then we start doing it normally like the way you do as AWS. The main intent, the main thing is understanding how cloud works is very important. Once you understand how cloud works, you can switch your cloud from AWS to Azure, or Azure to GCP, or GCP to VMware one. So anything what you want to make your chip, everything works out easily if you understand how the actual and under architecture works in cloud.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
Yep. So similar to the way we have AWS free tier eligible, in the same way we also have Azure Portal, where you have your things coming up free of cost for you. $200 will be credited, and then you will have 3 months of time for utilizing them and then working on it. Again, free tier is eligible. The only thing is you have to make, even after that, it is not too expensive, but you need to make sure that you are turning off your resources once you use them.
Okay.
Okay, so you can open any of this. You can just go to Google and then type in Azure Portal login, and then open any of the websites what comes up there, and you always have this option which says try Azure for free. So if you're observing my screen, so you'll have try Azure for free. Once you click on this, it'll ask you a lot of basic questions again, like the way you did it for AWS. It'll ask you a lot of questions, and then for me, I already have an account here. I'll use another account. I'll say anil2027n@gmail.com. So you can use any email here. It is not that you have to use only Microsoft email IDs. It says we couldn't find an account, so I'll say create one. So you'll have to go ahead and then start creating your new account. You will say create Microsoft account, say next. Okay.
Do you think it's more jobs in AWS or more jobs in Azure?
Right now it's Azure. If you talk about jobs, people are moving towards Azure. The reason being it becomes easier for them. When you go ahead and then buy one license for using Outlook or using Teams or other stuff, so it becomes easier for them to sell your Azure cloud also, and that is how these people are able to increase the footprint.
Because Microsoft has majority of like Teams, Azure, Outlook.
Yes. So if you look at big organizations, right, everybody are using Microsoft as the platform.
Yes.
Right. So when they're using Microsoft as the platform, it becomes easier for organizations to try go ahead and then start utilizing their cloud.
Mm-hmm.
So it asks you all these basic questions. Wow.
So the compatibility issues, isn't it a problem like with the Azure? Is it, I know it's cloud, but does it accommodate both Windows and Linux?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So if what? Okay. Use the arrow to rotate the object to face the direction of the hand. That is what I did, right?
When I go to try to when I hit try Azure for free, it picks up my work account.
Yes.
I have some access to Azure at work where I do MFAs and things like that and check audits and
So you have to log out from that account and then or open something in how do I put it?
okay, let's
Uh,
do
in
that.
in your private browser so that you will be able to use it.
I see. Okay, let me do that.
Try that in incognito window and then do it. It becomes easier.
Okay.
Okay, so this is how it looks like after you create your account. This is how it looks like for us. And then it lasts a lot of information. What else does it want? So this is how it goes up. Once you put all your entries, it tries to register yourself or sign up yourself on the account. And once you do that, you will have to verify yourself with a credit card, which is a valid one, a credit or a debit card, whatever it is, it should be a valid one. And there'll be a 1 rupee deduction happening on that debit card or credit card just to make sure that your account is valid. So it could be $1 for you guys, and that will be again reimbursed for you guys. Let me just look at it. I gave my details and then it is giving me a message. It's charging me INR 2 rupees for getting this transaction approved. So once I go ahead and then approve my transaction, it goes ahead and then creates my account. And what happened? Okay, so if this card is already used by for another account, your bank will authorize this payment. This comes to me because I already have this card being used by a different account. So that's the reason why it will give me that error message. But when you try doing it with your card, you will be able to log in. So now I will go ahead and then log in using the normal way. And then once I click on login, I should be able to get into my account. So I'll just take a pause. Any questions on account creation?
No.
Okay, great. Once you come in, log into your account, this is what you might be seeing. This is exactly how you will be seeing your account. Okay, so right now, once you create your accounts, you should be able to get into it, and then you should be able to access the accounts like the way I've shown it to you. But from our next class, we'll anyways do the lab practicals. So before we go ahead and then look into it, as part of this particular course, what we do, I'll be covering these 8 topics, what are most important for you to take up your Azure AZ104 certification. So this is what we will be focusing on, and then we will be getting into a lot of these things once we start working on our classes, and then we will start doing these things quite often. Fair enough. So in today's class, let us first understand about what is Microsoft Azure subscription and then what are resource groups. So what do you understand by the term subscription?
Subscription would be where you pay for a service and it provides you with resources.
In short, I would say it is account creation. I am registering with Azure for getting to learn what I want to do. Make sense?
Yes.
And the most important thing is you are registering yourself with a free account at this time, right? But tomorrow morning, when you look at your organizations, will they have any free accounts?
No.
No, they would be having different accounts with different subscriptions, so that you will be able to go ahead and then start utilizing those accounts for those particular purposes or for those departments. And whenever they run into any issue, whenever you have to do any billing, you know which department is actually costing you how much. Makes sense? So
Yes.
every department in an organization will have different subscriptions. So you will be having one primary subscription, and underlying you will be having multiple internal subscriptions, so that you will be able to utilize them as one specific or one single primary account. Are you comfortable so far with the concept here on subscription?
Yes.
So whenever you are going and then trying to create your
Yes.
own free sign up account, then that is what you get to know with subscriptions. You are creating your own subscription there. So the next one is resource groups. So what do you understand by resource groups? Anything that comes to your mind?
Not sure at the moment.
Okay, so what do
Will
you
be the
group?
to group users or
Yeah. So what do you mean by a group?
group is where you put the different users for proper management.
Yes. A group, I would say, is a collection of users in simple terms, right? It could be collection of users, collection of services, collection of resources, what we call it's about all of them. Am I right?
I would agree.
So
Yes.
let us say, as part of the Azure, you are trying to set up your infrastructure. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
So as part of
Yes.
infrastructure, what all do we need? We need a server with compute. We might need application. We might need database. We will be needing networking. So we need all these things to set up our own infrastructure, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
So now when you do this as part of Azure or cloud, let's say networking is what we are looking at. So as part of your networking, if you say you're working on a specific project, then that project you'll be having a separate networking components established, right? Like you'll have a separate security group, a separate firewall, a separate network IP ranges, and all those things would be coming in for us. Am I right?
Yes.
So you want to isolate. So in short, if I have to put it, you want to isolate your services in a way where others can't utilize yourself, and then you're maintaining the high level of integrity with your data. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
So when you do all those things, you have to group them together in as one entity. Correct? So
Correct.
this is
Yes.
what Azure says, that whenever you start on any project, first create a resource group for me. Let us say you're working on one project. Let's say we term that as project one. So this becomes your resource group name. So inside this resource group, you will create your VMs, you will create your networking components, you will create your applications, you will be doing everything inside this resource group. And this resource group will be part of a subscription. This is very important, guys. So let's say you are working on a development project. So do you think you will be taking multiple subscriptions for every project you're working?
Um,
I think it could be one way of doing everything.
Yes. So it will be like, let us say you have three departments in your organization. The three departments are HR, admin, and development teams. Let's say these are the three departments what you have. So, and all three departments utilize Azure. So you will not be having one subscription for all three of them, because end of the day you have to get more clarity on how much does each account use for Azure subscription. Am I right? So
Mm-hmm.
correct.
for doing that, we have separate subscriptions for all three of them. Though I might be having the main account under Nira Technologies, but I will be having three different subscriptions underlying that, which would be saying HR, admin, and development. So inside development, if I take an example now, inside development, let me say inside development, will we do only one project? If I am an IT outsourcing company, I might be getting multiple projects from different partners, correct? And
Yes.
then I'll be working on those different projects. It could be 10 projects what I'm working on at the same time. So if all the 10 projects are coming in from the same end user for me, then I'm going to club everything together and then tell them, as part of my contract with you, this is the number of dollars I am spending for maintaining your infrastructure. So which comes up onto your head. So doesn't it become easier for me to show up in that case? So I might be working on multiple projects. Everything might be different, but the underlying subscription would be only one for me. Are you following? Yes, no, maybe.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So and one more classical example here is, let us say Nana has got his own company. I've got my own company. You guys are coming to me through Nana. So me and Nana are doing an agreement. Now let us say, as part of the agreement, I give you guys the Azure account access also. So in that case, what would I tell Nana? I'll give them the account access for free tier, but if they forget to shut down their servers or anything of that sort, and if the bill is going to come for me, then this account I'll be sharing it with you on a monthly basis, and you have to pay me that extra amount of dollars for the lab usage what you guys are doing. So likewise, if I have another training partner with whom I'm collaborating, so I can even give them also a similar thing by creating a separate subscription for them. Is that correct?
Yes.
So that is
Yes.
the importance of subscription and resource groups. So the minute you start creating your resources, you will have to make sure that you are able to get your stuff on, and then you are able to start working on it. So whenever you create any resources, whenever you start working on anything, it asks for a valid entitlement. Unless you have a valid entitlement, you will not be able to go forward. Whenever I try to create a resource, the basic thing what we do, and then let me say I want to create a virtual machine. I go and then click on create a virtual machine. So I'll not do much today. I'll just other 5 minutes I'll take and then probably leave it for today, because I have about 75% of my battery left, and then I need to take 3 more classes. Okay. So now when you look into this particular page, you have subscription where it says pay as you go. And resource group, it says, do you want to use any of the existing resource groups, or do you want to create a new one? So this is what we have seen. So you will have one subscription as a primary one, which is available for you. I have termed it as pay as you go. And then the next one is I'm defining a resource group. So anytime you create your own subscriptions, so you might, if you have multiple subscriptions, it will be listing out all the subscriptions here. If you have only one subscription, it will be showing up only one. So let me do one thing. Let me click on home, and then let me see if I can go to billing subscriptions. And in this billing subscription, you can see pay as you go is active. The learning and test, both of them are disabled because these are the free accounts. And then after a certain amount of time, it gets disabled. So if you look at it, last month for me, for all the sessions what I've taken for another batch, I paid $1 as a subscription cost for them. So now I can add a new subscription here, and again this might again fail because I'll have to use the same card number. All my cards are already used. So I'll just go ahead and then click on create a new subscription. And then let me say select offer as pay as you go, because I'll not get any more free accounts. And then when I say it is going to get into all these things, and then I'll say next, I'll say next, I'll say text me. Okay. 091. I'll say verify code. So it will next, as by default it'll ask for this. So I already have a payment method available. I'll say next, and then it is going to save everything for me. I'll say next. It will say, do you want to add any technical support? I will say nothing required for me, because this is going to be only a basic account what I'm creating. I'll say sign up. So it'll ask me. I'll say submit. I don't. Okay. Okay. Let me say I'm happy. It says it is setting up your account now. So I am trying to create a second subscription. Fine, I'm not worried about the feedback. So I am creating a second subscription inside my own account, the primary account, wherein it will show me that I have got 2 subscriptions here. So now if you look at this, I have come here into this account. Let me go back to this tab here, and then let me do a refresh. I should be seeing one more subscription getting added here. It might take some time. I just got a message stating an email stating it is getting activated. So I'll say quick start center. I'll say click on start, and then it will say this is where you are navigating this. So it will automatically give you all this quick start things to make you more comfortable with it. And in few minutes, I should be seeing the subscription coming up here for me. So once I get that subscription coming up here, I can go ahead and then use that subscription for creating my resources. Are you in so far?
Yes.
Yes.
So I am still in the same account. I have not done anything. When I click on create a resource, and then let us say I want to create my virtual machine here, and then if I do a drop down, the account is still not visible for me. But yes, once the subscription gets activated, it will take some time. Once it gets activated, it will be coming up. So it says go to let me click on home, and then let me go to billing subscriptions. Yep. Can you see I have got four and I've got another account created here. So let me go ahead and then see if I can change the name of this from pay as you go to another name. Okay, it is not allowing me to change this particular name. It has I'll see if there's a possibility for us. Okay, I'll rename this from pay as you go to batch one. I'll just save batch one and then click save. So once I change my subscription name, very good, and then click on cost management here and then refresh this. You should be seeing something coming. As it will take some time for refreshing here, but you will be getting them shortly. So once, let me click on home and again go to billing subscriptions. It should be coming up as batch one. Of today's thing, what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to go ahead and then create your account in Azure. That is the first thing. I think you guys have an understanding of what is a subscription, what is a resource group now. So when we meet up on Monday, hopefully things should be fine from at my end by Monday. So when we meet up on Monday, I'll be diving straight away into creating your virtual machines, understanding how do I create my virtual machine. And then we don't have something called as a free tier. You will be given a credit of $200 for utilizing Azure. So we have to make sure that we are using those things we are using the account in an efficient way for managing our resources. So that is what we'll be talking, and then slowly we'll create a virtual machine to understand how does it work, how do I connect to a virtual machine in Azure. Then we will slowly be going into networking concepts, your storage concepts, and all the other stuff what we have. Make sense, guys?
Yes. So the $200 is the annual subscription or
That's added for you whenever you are creating your free account.
okay.
That was your question, right?
So they give you 200 as starting.
Yes, they give you a credit as $200 as soon as you create this free account.
Okay.
So whenever you're working on any resources, based on the billing that happens, you're going to be charged.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Cool.
What
So
what Azure fundamental certification that we're preparing for?
AZ104.
AZ104. Okay. That's like Azure Administrator, right?
Yeah, the basic things, the basic Azure certification, what you need to have.
Okay.
It's more like Azure fundamentals certification.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I'll end the session here for today. We'll start off with Azure from Monday, the labs, and then probably another. It'll not take long for me to complete Azure because you already have AWS knowledge. So I should be able to complete this within 6 to 7 classes at the max.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay, cool,
All
guys.
right.
Thank you so much.